Hi, Beady friends. Here we are. It is Sunday, or as we like to call it, Sunday, when we have a bead live sale on a Sunday. So that makes it a Sunday instead. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Um, it was a heck of a week last week for us here at the store. To be perfectly honest, I did not have a good week at all last week. There were a couple days I didn't even make it into the office until like I don't know, like between noon and 1 p.m. Just, sometimes the world just beats you down a little bit and you need some recuperation time. So I'm feeling a lot better now. So it actually worked out well for me that I had already moved today for our normal Friday live sale to Sunday. So that worked out great for me. And I have got so much fantastic stuff for you guys. I need to stop doing that so I don't jiggle the camera. um, because I just have this plethora of fantastic bead piles all over the warehouse since my trip to Tucson. Although I have to laugh because I was already today going, oh man, I need to contact such and such vendor for more of this type of bead, or I need to contact this type of vendor for this kind of thing. So the good news is I've got all these great contacts now, so I can do that. But I just think it's really, really funny given the amount of money that I spent when I was in Tucson, which still kind of gives me a little bit of heartburn that I'm already going, I need to spend more. um, yeah, things, thank you guys so much. I try to be very transparent when I'm having a bad time because I know that I am not alone out there, and I know that it helps people to know that they're not alone as well. And so I do try to be honest with all of that, even though sometimes I just want to kind of hide in a hole and not tell anybody. But you guys usually can figure out, like, if I disappear from Facebook for like 2 weeks, you guys know that there's something's up with that anyway. So that, yeah, you guys know me too well, but after all these years. um so Barbara, yes, you've got a question and picture form. Absolutely, you can send it to me. My email is jill@jillwisemandesigns.com. All right, so I have a little preview here to show you guys. Oh, Carolyn, I'm so happy that you love your Tucson stuff. It makes me incredibly joyful when have been seeing everybody's posts in the group about how much they love their stuff from Tucson. It's been interesting. I've been noticing over the last week that a number of you guys got your packages from the Tucson sales and have gone back onto the website and bought more of some stuff. Like you got it in person, went, oh my gosh, this is so much better than I thought it was. I need to even go buy more. So that's really fun for me to watch too. Um, because yeah, for whatever reason this year in Tucson, I, I I have imposter syndrome just all the time. That's just my personality. And so I frequently will leave Tucson going, God, did I buy the right stuff? Did I get this time? I was just like, nope, I hit it out of the park. I did great. I found the best stuff. I've been so incredibly pleased, and it really makes me happy that you guys feel that way too. Yes, Barbara, the email address is jill@jillwisemandesigns.com. So you can just kind of go right there, Jill Wiseman, and then it's just designs at the end. And you just need to make sure you put the S for it because it's not just design, but designs.com. Oh, Sherry, I can't believe yours is in limbo. That's horrible. I know how difficult it is when you're waiting on a package. As a matter of fact, I was just laughing with mom because I bought some clothes. I bought some t-shirts, new t-shirts for the summer. And it was supposed to be delivered on Friday, and it got hung up in Indianapolis. And so it's coming FedEx. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get it on Monday. And then all of a sudden on Saturday, I got a message that the package was out for delivery. And I'm like, but the business isn't open. Why are you trying to deliver on a Saturday? And even though I was working yesterday, I didn't get here until like 11, and they tried to deliver at 9:30 a.m. And so I missed them. So then I got another message today saying, "Okay, well, we're going to it's out for delivery again today." And I'm like, "Really?" So I made sure that I was here. I got here about 8:30 this morning, and I went just a little bit ago and checked on the tracking, and must have been the same delivery driver from yesterday, because even though it was out for delivery, meaning it was on the truck, the FedEx driver marked that we were not open and that he couldn't deliver the package. And I'm like, dude, I was here. The door was open. The lights were on. There's a car in the parking lot. So you didn't even try. You're just straight up lying. So I'm still going to get it Monday, even though they were trying to deliver on the weekend. Anyway, you just can't win, right? um, oh, Pamela, more of those bracelets. Well, I've actually got a couple of stretchy bracelets on today's live sale. I will have more on Friday's live sale as well. As a matter of fact, the one that I was just getting ready to list was I'd had the 6 millimeter Angelite stretchy bracelets while we were in Tucson, and I managed to find some 8 millimeter after we sold out of those 6 millimeter guys. So I will have these 8 millimeter versions on today's live sale. That's something that I still have to list yet. Uh, let's see here. So let me get into the beads, because I do have more stuff that I want to list, and I'm starting to run out of time. I've got about an hour and 10 minutes. I usually try to stop listing by 2:30 to make sure that mom's got time to take all the pictures. So a couple of things that were requested. When I was in Tucson, did we show these in Tucson? Yes. I had run into like bargain of the century, some dyed 3 millimeter smooth round crystal quartz. We had them in, I think, a dark purple and a lavender purple. No, because I've got the purple here, so it must have been a blue. So yeah, that's right. It was a blue and a lavender, and we had sold out while we were in Tucson. I got some more, so those are back in stock on the website. But I have 3 additional colors, and people were specifically asking for the additional colors of these guys because they are such a good buy. Um, there's going to be this baby. So we've got the multicolor ones, which I just think are so fun. These babies are 3 millimeter smooth rounds, and they're only $3 a strand, you guys. That's what I was saying about like bargain of the century, right? Then I've got these guys that are kind of an emerald green. All of these are dyed. And so you can see that like in the green, you're going to see a little bit of difference in tone. Let me bring them back a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. So there can be a little bit of difference in tone, but for $3 a strand, crystal quartz, yeah, you can live with a little bit of difference in tone. Same thing with these guys. And look at this, you guys. I actually named these. You'll see it on when I put them up. I named these Jill's shirt purple. Because they are absolutely identical to the color of my shirt. which which I thought was fantastic. Um, okay, this is something that I have never had, a stone that I've never had on the live before. And so I brought some in, and it's so interesting. I was doing the research on it just yesterday afternoon. This is called K2, like the letter K and the numeral 2, K2. And look at all those beautiful tones in this. Um, there's a bunch of different names that this goes by, but K2 is the kind of the most common one. Um, this is actually, believe it or not, this is actually a, oh shoot, I hate it when my brain turns off and I can't think. Granite. That's what it is. Granite. This is actually a granite that has all the blue in there is azurite. Isn't that interesting? So it's named after, it's mined in Pakistan at the base of the K2 mountain, and that's why it's called K2. But yeah, you'll see people refer to it as a jasper because it looks like a jasper, but this is actually granite with azurite. Pretty unusual, huh? So I was very excited to get my hands on those. I have got I've got another funny story to tell you about this, but I'm going to save the story for the live sale. But we had had some check pearl drops earlier. It was like in the fall into the winter, that I had had custom made for me when I was in the Czech Republic last year, and I have got two new colors of those great pearl drops. So these were custom made for me. They measure, I believe this is 15 by 8 millimeter, if I recall correctly. And so I've got this beautiful kind of peachy pink and then kind of a denim blue here. I am in love with these. So those are coming up on today's sale, and those are going to get going to get a package of 12 of those together. Uh, it's been a while since I've had some daggers on. I always have to kind of be careful with daggers because my girls hate it when I get daggers in the sale because they have to sit and bubble wrap each one individually to make sure that the daggers don't break in transit. But I can't help it. I love daggers. And so this time I've got some sapphire with this great feather design laser etched on them. Um, you know how I say that I kind of inadvertently end up having a color of the sale, even though I don't really intend it? Today's inadvertent color of the sale is blue. Just FYI. All right, but here, let me show you something that's not blue. This was a fun find that I was just like, you're kidding me. This actually is so much better than I thought it was at first glance. Because first I loved it just because it is the multicolor tiger eye. So you've got some dark tiger eye in there, the regular brown that you're used to seeing, and then the red is in there as well. But here's the deal. See what it's strung on? It is strung on leather. These are big hole beads, faceted big hole tiger eye in the multicolor, and it is strung on leather. So the hole is 2 millimeter on these guys, and the leather I measured was about like 1.8 millimeter. So that was pretty cool. Let's see here. What else do I want to show you? I've got some table cut beads in today's sale. I went digging through John's stuff out in the back. We've been doing some reorganization back there, and we're uncovering some goodies. And look at both of these colors. And how good they look together. The spindle beads in the kind of the cobalt blue, and then you've got the blue turquoise with the travertine. They both have travertine finish on the edges. That spindle size and cut is just so great for earrings. And then, because I love ya, um, I found a vendor who had a ton, and I mean a ton, of cubic zirconia. This is the lab created cubic zirconia. This is not zircon. This is the cubic zirconia. This particular ones that I have on today are going to be 3 millimeter box faceted cubes. And look at this gorgeous blueberry color. I started putting the live stream up on my computer so that when you see me glancing over like that, I'm looking to see what it looks like as you guys are watching, to see if I'm getting like too close, if it's in focus and that kind of thing. So this beautiful blueberry color, and then look at the fuchsia. Oh my God, I love the fuchsia. I did put a strand of each of those back for myself. So if you want to start drinking before the sale even starts, the running joke is that every time I say that I put something back for myself, everybody has to take a drink. So basically, I get you all drunk by the end of the live sale, depending on what you're drinking, of course. And then the other thing that I had been promising people is some of higher end gems, because I did bring some of that back with me. And so I have put several things in today's live sale. I'm not showing you everything, but I'm showing you some of it. This is one of the ones that I actually have a nice number of strands of. This is some super high quality aquamarine. We're talking AA grade aquamarine. Look at the clarity on those. Look at the color. These are about 3.5 millimeter faceted rounds. This is from my friend my new high-end gem friend who is out of Germany, and he does the long strands. So you guys, this is a 17-inch strand. And so these guys are going to be going for $42. And then We did some opals when I was in Tucson. There's more opals coming, and I've got two different variations in today's live sale. Hey, Miss Azalea, it's good to see you. I am so glad that we got a chance to catch up and hang out together a little bit while we were in Tucson. We need to make sure that we can do that again next year because I love keeping up with my Thorntons and Ogdens. Look at these guys. This is just a very fun opal that has multicolors in it. It is slightly graduated, like 4 millimeter at the back up to like 5.5 millimeter at the front. There's like one strand. There it is right there. There's one strand that has like this one larger bead right in the center, which I wish they all had that. So somebody's going to get lucky and get that one. And then almost all of the opals that I've shown you guys have been those rondelles. And so I wanted to show you something that was a little bit different. I think I only have 7 of these strands, so just FYI. But these guys are bigger opals and they're kind of like free form pebble kind of almost flat. It's more like a flat as opposed to a 3-dimensional. So it'll lay really nice against your skin. But those babies have got great, great clarity. There's not a lot of inclusion. Oop, I don't know why it just flipped me on the side. Hello. That is really weird that it just did that. I guess that's a sign that I need to be done. It wants me to be done, I guess, because I don't know how to get it to flip back because I didn't do it in the first place. Let's see here. I think I saw one other question that I wanted to go back and address. And oh, Barbara was asking how I got started with my business. Well, so there were a couple of different phases. The first phase was discovering beads, which happened when I was recovering from back surgery and I was trying to get better about walking before I went back to work after the surgery because I had spinal fusion. And so mom and I went to Houston to the Houston International Quilt Show. Neither one of us quilts, but we decided we wanted to just walk the aisles. And we both appreciate the art of quilting. It was something fun and different to do. And while we were at the quilt show, there was an aisle that was called embellishments and it was all beads. And that was my first exposure to beads. And my heart started racing and I started just flipping out. I did buy my very first beads I bought from Beyond Beadery. And evidently I had very good taste because they were like $22 tubes of beads. I guess I must have gone straight for like the gold and silver plated stuff, which cracks me up. That should have been a sign for me for the future. And I still have that receipt, and I actually have it framed in my office. So that was a little bit over 20 years ago. And then I found my local bead store at that point, and I started taking every class that they had. 3 years later, I quit my day job and I started trying to figure out how to make a living in the bead world. And it took me years to do it. I worked part-time at the local bead store and I worked part-time as a nanny for a while I was learning how to teach, learning how to create bead patterns, learning how to design, all that kind of thing. So that was kind of a crash course. And I was so lucky to have a very vibrant local bead store that not only taught me everything that I knew at the beginning how to bead, but then also encouraged me to become a teacher. And then I jumped to teaching at the nationals shows like Bead and Button and Bead Fests. And then at some point I did that for a couple of years, and then I started having enough of a name in the industry that I started being asked to teach at bead shows and bead stores across the country. And so I started becoming a traveling bead teacher. And then in 2013, I started the YouTube channel, and all of a sudden, I had people asking to buy beads directly from me. I wasn't just selling kits and patterns and my teaching services anymore. People wanted to buy physical beads from me. And so that's when Mom and I started out of our house, out of our living room, we started selling beads. And here we are 10 years later. And we are in a 6,000 square foot warehouse and I have 5 employees. So that is the story of how I ended up where I am. So fun. Hey, Miss Shira, good to see you too. We've got a great group of folks on today. So I don't know why I'm sideways. It switched me to being sideways when I was showing the opals. I guess the opals were so great, gorgeous that it just flipped it, made the camera flip out. So I'm gonna, sign off now, but I hope you guys can join me. We're gonna be, oops, let me go ahead and put my little banner up here. There we go. We're gonna be right, I guess I can't, how can I, there we go. Okay. We're going to be right there at jwdlive.com. The live sale starts at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Mountain, and 1 o'clock Pacific. And I hope I get to see you guys there. If you can't make it to the actual live sale, you can always shop the replay. It usually takes a couple of hours for it to pop up on jwdlive.com, but it will be there within a couple of hours, and you can shop the replay. All right, you guys. Mwah. See you soon. Bye.